All right, for if you have a ODOPAHENE TV, na send you the BIA, no, the Baby Tricia, Ewufia Sia, and Komaya, and Koma, a fat, and any other form. Kwaya, share a kwaya, a befaso among Panache, any our disem, any romantic issues, any a kika home relationship. Ejina brane baba bishefia ha ma aye nkomo a etia ye frame ODOPAHENE then many one of the renowned business speakers she is a motivational speaker or sounds relationship coach madie nyina me need Saturdays adwuma we achenye pa madie Niki omensa hofe ene Vic ena menene ba betwetwe enkomo ewo dwumadie so na ye hwe the urgent the 5 urgent things to consider as a guy before you enter into relationship in 2024. Make I say if you are a ODOPAHENE TV Vic me mwakwa baba dwumadie so
Medasi ODOPAHENE medasi pa mrani awabo mi yidi chese wa mama ye mre kra
madie nyina no
menso madie nyina no
I was so to me
oh medasi pa ye meni Jesus say and mabau show you so send ya odi kan no juma we yeshasi ache me no mienu na medasi so wa mama akwenya adi about show you so enyumre medasi pa.
It's a pleasure. Intino any yemfan common and so obra yes emre he said say 1 or 2 things me ama emre akoye Vic
yeah
me say yeah afi nyura afi 2024 you know in pain bebre I am masama meta can say relationships are brittle but they can still flourish if you the parties involved, if you know the right thing to do. At any point in time you notice it is heading to shipwreck, if you know what to do at that particular point in time, it can still work. And as a guy and as a lady, discussion you are restricting to men, and as a guys sending a topic initially. As a guy, I hope will enter into relationship in 2024. What do you urgently need to do or even to consider before you enter into your next relationship in 2024? If you have a ODOPAHENE TV, Vic, Moanonko.
All right. Yedi kai me pesa meda wase. Na meda wetie for so ase. Ewa akwenya odi ama me.
Me so meda wase. And set me from
meda pa. Okay, so if I got you right, things to consider as a guy before entering into a relationship in 2024.
Definitely.
All right. ODOPAHENE yana MPP no.
Vic, me pacho ansa na obekos no.
Inti no ODOPAHENE medawase. Ewa akwenya odi ama me enwumbre eho. Se mene etiefo ene wadofo metwehwe san komoyi. Na enwumbre topic ai odi ma me anase nkomo apese yetwehwe no a center around things to consider as a guy before entering a relationship or starting a relationship in 2024.
Sure.
All right. Debia mekase ODOPAHENE. Your power, if you know yourself, then it means you have discovered power. Se wunimu hu, ana se wehu ye, ana se wunimu hu ye no. A discovery of power. And pepi ne ya na nkofo bebre ko relationship mu a ya na omu nim omu hu. Intino Emma Omanamuntuo no. Consider a lot of factors but they rather consider factors that will help the other party. And at the end of the day, they find themselves wanting. The first thing I would want to talk about with regards to this topic is know yourself. Before you go into any relationship in 2024, know yourself. Know yourself. Knowing yourself comes with knowing your worth. Enti mikojo eden pa ena mepe me ye hwan eden na mempe odopampa chote menkan
It's on kapa edem. I'm really
eden na
enjoying you.
mempe
Enti na mariko.
eden na mempe eden na mepe eden na mehwehwe ewo oba mu eba relationship a eden na ewo oba ho a mempe. What can I settle for? What can I not settle for? Knowing yourself gives you an upper hand, or it gives you an advantage over your selection. Because you will exactly for what you want.
You will not settle for less.
If you know your worth, you will never settle for less. Wish your bad I would don't na wo kwa akopene no bisa wo ho say obey ya mekwa akopene ebi ana no ho fe pa o nso bia na onim kasa me nso me pa oba onim kasa if you say ebi ejuma me ye no ejuma de bia me wo bedwem de bia me hie nipa intini mintumi nkofo oba omuna ne ho fe se den kra na it is a no for me as a man. It gives you an upper hand. So you know, said this is what I want.
Yeah.
When you are choosing or when you are planning to go into a relationship and you don't know who you are, you will lose yourself in the process of the relationship. Relationship nindu baby and I start to hit rocks. Why? Because one kasana will come on. A day na wo pay. What are your standards? What are your values? A day na wo value as an individual. A day na wo cut off point. A day na se obi de yawa na oba de yawa. You say this is a no for me. Accepting yourself, loving yourself. You can't give what you don't have.
Sure.
You can't give what you don't carry.
You can't give what you don't have.
You are eventually empty. Obana ukwakofano no. What's the word done in ukwakofano? Because you are going to be a reflection of your personality, who you are in the relationship. And in Tibisa, is this what I really want? Is there a cut-off point for me? Men sorry preocupen ko for ba. Answer. If it's a winning one, obi a opa oba o slim. But akesefo nko na wuhia omo. Mem fa memene kase akesefo nko na mehia omo ntino. I will settle for any. It's winning Mr. Slim girl na open. In future, be an girl you ekesi. Obviously, ODOPAHENE yesterday I was not like this. But today I have added weight.
Sure.
It is a better so be farming with the hope say, oh, mama be funny or Sunday, but me poor boss. But in future, be an way slimmer. It means who be na kono. That's a question. You don't know yourself. So the first thing is know yourself. Know your worth as a man. Be conscious of who you are. Self-actualization. Know what you carry. Because you can't give what you don't have. All right. And that is the first thing I want the gentleman to consider. Now,
one was some now, okay, and say, say, if you have ever found and then and I don't know to say, but you've added to it. Inevitable mistakes are both a man and a man in
Exactly.
every relationship, men marry women hoping they will not change. And the women also marry men hoping they will change. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Or you humanizer, or you ensagria, or you drunkard, or say, oh,
yeah,
we the ODOPAHENE there. Me finish me worry now for business. And now, then is who are we slim things. Not being say, oh, so slim, and she not be say, once, and a men's so. Send you, I would see him. The next 10 years, 20 years to come. No, inevitable disappointment every relationship because it can never happen. Definitely will be changing. Definitely, guy no so I will free say who are now or best son on sesa. And no bar no so send you who now or see now what you say. And ya dear or best son, you shapeless and a betty, you new from
a best son.
Now. There be best son. Enjoy him. I am because we
and other okay. Into the next thing make us about be psychologically and mentally ready. Obi Beka say, why psychologically and mentally ready but not emotionally ready? I will get to the being emotionally ready. But ODOPAHENE, and I'm no onipa. Bibia shasie no e shasie wo nipa adwene mu. Se message na ye bia matena se adwen ho. Gine ade ya mehuni a mepese me yi ebeboa me. Eni nti na mpenifo enemafo ya mpenifo kakra wo mu no omo ka se odo kakra, nyansa kakra, sika kakra. Inso kane no nke ye odo nko a. Nka nyansa nka hu bisa wo ho obeyi a mekwa kofa ni obeboa me. After sex, then what? Mentally, psychologically, no one kasa why you ready to accept any challenge ebebem. Mentally, psychologically, who you fit say obana wakwa kofa no our needs, our wants, our emadie ye ho niema doso. Are you ready for that? Ya na ye nuanom mema bebre no ya na omo nwin saa ohun oba na bia ne shape ne nufu ana ne height ne body eye na kono na ye ne fe no ontena se nwin sebe ye se bema ebema sorry a bem ne bema na dwin o age se bema na adwudwu ansama dwin aye dwuma sebe me nuanom mema me nsa da me nsa ye so ye mpenifo ba wo mebu na me kebi.
Never mind. We so penifo community. Never mind. Feel free.
So intino ya na mpempi mema duduo na de won pants adwene enti na ye nuanom mema bebre omo ye mistakes no ontna se you psychologically am I ready for this? Mentally, am I ready to accept any challenge that will come with it? Me sha me ho a me sha ma adwen a ade yi ade a me pe makoma to me yem wo ho ne ebedi kira be ni am I ready? Me mo am I matured enough to handle some of the things that will come? Because being psychologically and mentally ready has to do with maturity. How you deal and handle situations. As a man, how you go about it. Are you ready? And you say, oh, me nan fufu ni aware intimation me kwa kware wo se me ware. Madam fu bi amene ne ko secondary school. O ware abrantie bi. Na bra me ne wo kase aware ne guma abrantie na kwa kware oba fufu. Na when I share madam fu na me bisa ne say, what happened? Or say my husband is not matured. And now, Mr. When you talk about maturity, what do you mean by maturity? Also, sister, my dream we have. So in this context, Nia communicated to me and he said this man was not psychologically and mentally ready. Because maturity has to do with your thinking pattern, how you think, how your thinking like process works. Asamba obano ube kata na deja so. And now ube gune ni muasi ubedwem. How do you handle pressure? All these things has to do with psychological and mental aspect. So are you ready as a man when it comes to this? What general? Send your baby met to me a son, obey, send you who are corner and who say ye mema pen. Say bibi ba, and now some cosia. Met to me a general, obey a mequaco funny, a day in value na met media added to the life. Or children boost your fool who no be trouble per se. I can say why I dear, ube fire banana yes say no tea and ne ye banana you see. Maturity plays a big role in every relationship. Likewise, marriage. My question is, are you psychologically and mentally ready? Now, the third thing I will talk about is, are you emotionally ready? Being emotionally ready, defines you know what you want. So you know yourself, which is self-actualization. It's also being emotionally ready checks mentally and psychologically ready. Into emotionally ready, or the sun yama me anyway you, or the yama me anyway nenam. I know myself. I am mentally and psychologically ready and prepared. Therefore, it has influenced my emotions to take a particular decision to be with somebody. So are you emotionally ready? Emotionally, we are mature that as the relationship goes on, nobody is perfect. Sometimes to me, maybe like, hey, into me, the person expects you to do better because you are knowledgeable when it comes to certain things. Into nipano or expect a lot from you. But I want to say, emotionally, because you didn't factor certain things, you end up making some mistakes. ODOPAHENE, if you know yourself, if you know your worth, if you are psychologically and mentally ready, it influences your emotions. That is when nipana ya wadia pa, but you look at the person and tell the person, I still love you anyway, because emotionally I am ready, I am stable. Emotional stability. Near bebia, rain, shine, emotionally, my ready say near bebiano, mejinano. A lot of our brothers go into the relationship because actually we're fine. Yearly pass on your wedding, especially a brooch for. And I say, I mean, kind of a member in general. Send me a girl in a new Fujine Jina Sui. Hey, Seminyane pa woman pemwa. That is the first thing that comes into most men or mutrim. Into emotions, a weak. Onya komuna so miemi no funu no hu bibia wi emotions na ewu ya mutu. But emotionally, mentally, and psychologically fit, and he knows himself. He knows what he's going for. Because meaning and am I ready? So say anything I'm a. And into emotionally, these two things have groomed my emotions. Into me come and ye be sibiano, medical sijinaye. Sasamba maturity na medi can once. Your emotions will influence your maturity in this context. Asamba sana obesifa solving up afa. Odopampacho utieme.
I'm really enjoying.
Assemble, senya obesifa handle nafa. And to cover her and we have misunderstandings all the time. How would you solve it? Last na me catch me nearby be say, me na me obi a mechi sabe mechi mpenifo mu enu mu a mechi nkosesem pa. Asabi o ha me so just say I will just put you in your place and but me nyini na me sua de no maba be hu say oba nyansafo wakoma basoro kan wa metum. If we say ebi na wakwa akoka bibi na asem na wo kan no so wo partner no onye emotionally stronger ube losing for life or no better obedi waduane ni obeye bibia nso na emotionally no you've lost him. That is just by the way. Back to the subject na meka ho asem. You should be emotionally stable. And yes o chna we humansa na wudi echire ade echire we
Timia sense to be baby ubi sam semete wonka no ka obi timia sense.
Okay. Intina meka se mpacho o temenka.
Yes, mete wonka.
Okay. Intina meka se knowing yourself, being mentally and psychologically ready will influence your emotions. Because sometimes emotional display no a bit ama we make it why mistakes be bring. Mpacho wutie.
With you.
Emotional display no sometimes one control na wunnim ho na one tenase andwene a obeka kofa ne ayemfa. All right. My next point me person me kan ho asem ne say be spiritually ready. Be spiritually ready, my brother. Mpenifo na ebu baby ka say Bibi ni wiase anka ye kwa akoda ye ntu ye punu.
No correct.
Oba na wo kwa no ne chi tesen. Oba na we hu no na we ni gye ne ho na we ni di nkomo no. After you know yourself. After you are psychologically and mentally ready. And after you are emotionally ready. Oba na wo kwa no are you spiritually ready? Say ni ebesi bia no bebo aboso edim paibo ejinem wabo ne ho mpaye ewiase mu bibi nsikwa osofu pani bi pa wo krom ha sei ODOPAHENE oware ne first wife for almost 22 years and so na ohu se maame no sebe tafra chem preduasa oye beifo inti ede inti na sofu ehu sofu bo ho mpaye ana odi na kumachi efie na wo komu no emu tesen we bisem ya yenuanom mema no esan de we anyankopon si boye esi bo mu si faye inti no eto de bia who take such decisions are who taking based on more feelings. And a decision be as well be taken based on your feelings. No, my brother, it won't last. Because a real ye woman. Bibi will rease.
Bibi will rease. I'm saying, yeah, no. And so, I couldn't anymore. It's you say no, once and can episode over about 1 minute, 1 minute 30 seconds. A minute and 30
okay. Be spiritually ready. So also lean and he shall direct your path. Be spiritually ready. Prayerfully seek the counsel of God. Last but not the least, be physically ready. Some men are very clumsy. Some men say better fraction previous. Some friends many be home born. You have to be ready. Be presentable. Be nice. Be attractive. And then finally, be financial.
But honestly, debate network now a lot of interjections. Network na interrupt sa. Okasa kakra na drop it. Na samba.